2017.
I'm gonna go take selfies with the crowd. Hey, will you take a picture of us?
Big league. So good. Strength, unity, fairness. This is really, really amazing, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Erin Elmore, and the reason why I'm standing here is long, but I'll make it short. Back about 10 years ago, I was on this little television show called The Apprentice. You might have heard of it, right? So I'm a Philadelphia girl, I'm a woman, and I voted for Donald Trump. And I've been working on the campaign and now working for the president, which is an honor and a distinction. I appear on Fox News, no longer on the Clinton News Network because we don't like them anymore. But just like you guys, I support Donald Trump. So thank you for braving the cold today, but most importantly, being brave. You were brave on November 8th, 2016 when you voted for Donald Trump, right? You guys did not get scared or cower to the other side, did you? No. We were almost tried to be silenced, but they couldn't do it to us, and look where we are today. We won. And so today is all about you. You're going to meet some amazing people that share your interest and share your vision and share your passion.
Turnout. You could have used the weather as an excuse, you didn't, and that's why you're Trump voters and supporters. Hardy Trump supporters. Let me just say two things real quick because we don't want to have you out here all day. Number one is, obviously today, the purpose of today is we want to show support for Donald Trump, the administration, and we want to send a message to all Republicans that happen to be in the House and the Senate that we're not going away and that we need them to support his agenda. Because the bottom line, we elected him and they need to do their job. Second thing, and this may or may come as a surprise, may not, but the reality is we're not here for any means to be opposed to any group, anybody else, Democrat, any other group. Let me tell you why. Because if you really believe Donald Trump's message of making America great, yes, you have got to accept opposing opinions, even when they come from people that despise and loathe you. We are all about all Americans, and I believe that he is right. If you do not have all Americans prosper, then we don't go and make America great again. There's no way that happens. So stop fighting with the other side. Let's start being positive, and let's direct our energy about getting people elected near term, like my buddy Mike Gallagher is running for county controller. I thought I'd put that in Bucks County, and all the people statewide. And that includes the next Senate race coming up here in the next year, which is very important to us. So God bless you guys. Thanks for coming. Keep it positive. We're going to have a great day.
Thanks, Jim. All right, next, I would like to welcome Ellen Cox of the Navy.
God bless you and God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, Milo Morris will now sing the national anthem. Milo?
Oh, say, can you see by
brave the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the whole of the brave.
Thank you, that was beautiful. Next, we have Eileen Lotafare. I think I messed that up a little bit. Eileen Z, you guys. And she is going to lead us in prayer. Eileen?
Thank you. Please bow your heads. Our mighty and merciful Lord, we thank you for the privilege to gather today to celebrate and support our new president, Donald J. Trump. Please provide your blessing to President Trump, who has willingly and graciously accepted the call in your ears. Those changes that are so necessary for the security, safety, and well-being here today. Finally, Lord, we ask for your blessing upon all of our great country's leaders and servants who have been tasked with ensuring our freedom and security. We ask you to guide our Supreme Court so our liberties afforded to us by the United States Constitution remain. We ask you to bless all those who seek to renew the American spirit and make America first again. Lord, we thank you for providing us the strength and ability to be here today. May we all move forward together with a contrite and humble heart. God bless President Donald Trump, and God bless America.
Thank you. So it is my pleasure to introduce you to an amazing lady. She has been
here today. They said we wouldn't get a big crowd. They're wrong again, weren't they? You know, I stood before you in October at the Newtown Athletic Club, and we had got the candidate Trump then, and we said if we worked hard and we all got out and did our job, we would win that election. We did, and we won. And I can tell you, like many of you, I've had the pleasure. I voted for Donald Trump 3 times legally. You want to know how? I voted for him as a delegate in Cleveland. I voted for him in the polls in November. And I had the honor, he appointed me to be one of the 20 electors for Pennsylvania. And I voted for him then too. I have to tell you, each time I voted, I knew I was voting for the right man. I knew he was going to make the changes we need. And I knew that he would fix this country. Look around, folks. Look at all of us. We knew. All of we deplorables. We worked, didn't we? And now the time, we support this man. We have to do everything. Write letters. Get on Facebook. Let him know he's not alone. He's got us behind him, doesn't he? And let me tell you, folks, if the election was tomorrow, I'd vote the same way, wouldn't you? All right, let's remember, this is the start of a movement that's going to drain the swamp, that's going to fix this country, and that's going to make America great again. Are you with us? I want to hear one more cheer. He's in Washington or Florida. Let's let him hear. Are you with President Trump? You bet we are. Thank you so much for coming out today. We love seeing all these faces.
Thank you, Pat. So now we're going to have a Trump.
All kinds of crazy things. So it was really a movement of the people. You folks demanded it. All we did was got out in front of it and led you to where you wanted to go. So it was a great experience. As far as having Donald Trump there, I mean, you know, to have the president of the United States in your facility was amazing. And it was especially a very significant, important thing for me because I'm very active in the terminal illness community. And we're very much trying to get a bill passed in the Senate called the right to try. And the right to try allows terminally ill patients to right to access drugs that the FDA now will not allow them to use. So people are dying every day because the FDA will not speed up the process. So we wanted to speak to Donald Trump. That was part of the deal. You come to my facility, I'll do it, but you got to give me 20 minutes. And myself and Matt Bellina and Linda Mitchell there met with Donald Trump, and I'll never forget this. Matt is my friend who has ALS. He's dying. And he looked up at President Trump, then to be, elect President Trump, and said, President Trump, this was going to poll well if you get on board with it. And I knew then that he was my man. He looked down at Matt. He's a big person. Donald Trump's a big man. He looked down with disdain and said, I don't care how this polls. What's important is all Americans should have this right. And then I knew he was my guy right then because he could care less what it meant in terms of support for him. So the next day, unbeknownst to us, he gave his Gettysburg speech, his 100-day plan, and he mentioned the right to try and the fact that he was supporting terminal patients, the right to try to save or prolong their rights, which is an American right that everybody should have. Damn it, you have to go to Canada or Europe now to get these same drugs that American pharmaceutical companies make that you as an American can't access. That is dead wrong. So he's behind us. Senator Vice President Pence, who we met with 2 weeks behind us. It was just amazing. So it couldn't have been a better experience. Sorry that was long, but
It's worth it. We love it. You're brave.
How about a round of applause for Erin? Let's give another round of applause for Erin. She's great. And Mr. Jim Worthington. Jim again, one more time. Michelle, Lauren, the girls have put this together. My colleague, Pat Poprik, Mr. Barry Casper, and all of you. Round of applause one more time. You know, I like coming out to Bucks County. When I come out here, I see a lot of former Philadelphians. Am I right? How many people are former Philadelphians? And you know what? Maybe you left the city when our mayor dropped a bomb on an entire block in West Philadelphia in the 1980s. Right? Or maybe you left, and got reelected. Or maybe you left the city of Philadelphia in the early 2000s when an FBI listening device was planted over our mayor's desk, and he went from being down 9 points in the polls to winning by 16 points in the polls. Maybe that's why you left the city. Or maybe you left the city because, I don't know, in the last 2 years, 26 Democrats have either elected, indicted, or investigated in the city of Philadelphia. And if you think that's bad, it has only gotten worse. Our new mayor is the poster child for the radical left. His first day in office, a gentleman comes up to a police officer, point blank range, shoots him, and says, "This is for ISIS." The first thing out of our mayor's mouth isn't, "Oh, what's going on?" It has nothing to do with Islam. A couple weeks after that, he initiates a disastrous soda tax. It's a regressive tax, which you in Bucks County should be happy about, because that means all my neighbors are coming out here now to buy their soda. And we all know he reinstituted this disastrous, disgusting sanctuary city policy. Thankfully, that's all going to begin to change because of what happened on November 8th. We now have a president in Donald Trump that understands what it's like to stand up to radical Islamic terrorists. We now have a president in Donald Trump who understands what it's like to cut taxes on the middle class and the small businesses rather than raise them. And we now have a president in Donald Trump who understands what it's like to secure our borders and take care of America's first. You know, Philadelphia's used to being the doormat of politics, especially as a Republican. We get our teeth kicked in pretty regularly. However, this year, because of people like you, definitely because of people like you, people that came out and registered to vote for Donald Trump, we went from an 8-1 majority city, Pete knows what I'm talking about, down to a 6.5-1 majority city. So that's changing. We also were able to document over 300 cases of voter fraud, electioneering. When Donald Trump stood up and talked about this, I was like, oh, that stuff never happens. Did it happen when they impounded the voting machines in Wissinomie because they started the polls and there were votes on the machine already? Did it happen in West Philadelphia when they kicked out all of our poll workers? And did it happen in North Philadelphia when they went into booths with people, even when they didn't ask them to, and began just hitting Democrat, Democrat, Democrat vote? Listen, we're here with you. We understand what it's like to be a Republican in a blue state, but no longer are we a blue state. No, and what's happening here, what is happening out here in Bucks County, believe me, it's happening in Philadelphia. And the energy that you have here today will continue to spread. It'll spread in Philadelphia, it'll spread into the counties, and it'll spread across the country. And that's because of Donald Trump. And we will continue to support Donald Trump, we will support you, and we will make America. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe. You're amazing. Just told me that and I was so nervous. I'm sorry. So Jack is amazing. Let me tell you about. I got to brag about you for 1 second. Jack is a Navy veteran. Multiple deployments. He's not just stateside doing this. Multiple deployments. National Projects Director of Citizens for Trump. Named the largest Trump grassroots organization in America. He's from Norristown, graduate of Temple, and lives in Washington, D.C. Jack?
Thank you so much, Aaron. Hey, I can't tell any. Well, my eyesight isn't too good. Are there any Trump supporters here today? I thought maybe one or two. I wasn't sure. Listen, guys, the amazing thing. You know what? I like that. One-word speech. Trump, 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 Trump. Maybe we can add a couple letters to that. Maybe 3 letters. I don't know if anyone knows. USA, 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 USA. You know, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. You know, when you watch the mainstream media these days, you need to say it. I just mentioned them. They get booed. So making my job too easy for me. But let me tell you something. They exist to do one thing right now. They exist to make each and every one of you think that you're the only Trump supporter. They want you to think that you're isolated. They want you to think that there aren't any people around you that support Trump. Well, let me tell you something. Take a look to your left and take a look to your right. There's more of us than there are of them. And we aren't alone anymore, because the silent majority, you can forget that word silent, because we're just the majority now. And especially in Pennsylvania. Look, I was going around the states during the election. We were going down to Florida. We were going to Ohio. We were going to California and all these different places. And I went to Hillary rallies too. I did. I actually did. And I got to tell you, her people, they were so low energy. They would go out there and they would say, oh yes, she's running. Very nice. Very good. You would go to a Trump rally. And look, guys, Donald Trump isn't even here today. He's not here. But there's thousands of us, maybe 1,000. Lock her up! Lock her up! Lock her up! I said I came into it, The only thing I'll say about lock her up is, isn't it funny that the minute that Jeff Sessions gets named and appointed our Attorney General, they do everything they can to stop him? I wonder what they're worried about. What are they trying to hide? Very interesting. I don't know if he was ever meeting on the airplane with Loretta Lynch while people are under investigation. But oh no, they said what? He had coffee with the Russian. Now they're like, oh, I'm waiting for CNN Wolf Blitzer. Donald Trump had Russian dressing for dinner last night. This must be investigated immediately. It's like, come on, you want to talk about foreign influence? Let's talk about foreign influence. Let's talk about the New York Times being owned by Mexico. Let's talk about the reports of Saudi Arabia and China donating to Hillary's campaign. Let's talk about all the foreign influence. And let's talk about Uranium One. Do you guys know about Uranium One? 20% of U.S. uranium. You know what uranium is, right? That's not good stuff. Sold to Russia under Hillary Clinton. So guys, you know, we know, look, that is why this event, that's why People for Trump, the stuff that Jim and everyone is doing is so important, is because we're building these connections, we're building these networks, we're building communities, and really we're just building on what the community should be in the first place. People think it's all about Donald Trump. It's not about Donald Trump specifically. It's about what he stands for. It's about the United States of America. That's why they think... USA, 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 USA. And I'll tell you one thing. I'll say, I actually went back and I'd read, if you guys read Art of the Deal, Trump's book, Art of the Deal, it's so amazing. Go look and read it. 30 years ago, he tells you everything he's going to do. Like the media acts like, we're so surprised. Can't believe Trump did this today. It's written in his book. He did exactly what he said he's going to do. But there's a line in there where he talks about rebuilding the Walleman ice rink up in New York City. If you guys know about that story. And the first sentence of that, 1987 he wrote this. The first sentence of that chapter, he says, I never had a master plan. But one day I got fed up and I decided to do something about it. Isn't that perfect? And I think we're going to leave it with that. But I will, there's one thing I'm going to say, is that after he became president, he promised us one thing: winning. You guys had any winning? Now he said we're going to win so much that we're going to get tired of winning. Well, let me tell you something. I ain't tired of winning. I'm not tired of winning in the 8th District. I'm not tired of winning in Bucks County. I'm not tired of winning in Pennsylvania. In 2018, we're going to keep winning. 2020, we're going to keep winning. Guys, let's just keep winning. You guys tired of winning yet? No. I'm not tired either. I hope Aaron's not tired. She's going to be here for a little bit.
Thank you, that was absolutely amazing. I love it. Thank you so much. Only all of yourselves proud, but your families and your friends and your communities and all of us up here today too. Like I said, we were part of something that a lot of people had chastised us for, or try to beat us into submission to be quiet. And you know what? We didn't. And we're the ones that won. And we came out on the right side of this. And now we are watching America become a better place. And thank you for helping to make America great again. So enjoy your day. Thank you. Trump, 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 Trump. Cue the music.
Listen, I had mentioned it earlier. I kind of got off on a tangent, but the reality is this, is that we need to decide as a group. You folks need to decide where you want this movement to go. If you're not organizing in your own communities, you have a group. If you haven't had that, please feel welcome to join our group, People for Trump. We can take it, we can expand to whatever you want to be, but it's got to come from you, just like it did in the congressional 8th. So, if you want this thing to continue on, decide now whether you're going to do it on your own, get on board with us, or we'll find other groups that are out there. But we need to keep, and the bottom line is this: there's a lot of work to be done. If you think electing President Trump is going to get us to where you want to get, it's not happening. We have to get involved in the local races, the state races, and we've got to get people that will support the president. If not, he's going to be fighting upstream. So we need to get involved. So go to our website, if we can help start yours, we can even help start your own group. But we need to get you on board. Don't leave here saying that you're not going to get involved. You made it out here today. You're involved. We got you. Stay involved. We need you to keep working. All right? Thank you, guys. Thanks for everything. Oh, and by the way, thank you to the media for coming out today and covering this story. Linda just reminded me, look, you know, we could say what you want, but they were here today. They covered it. They were asked fair questions. I think they see that we're all about America. We emphasize that point. We're here for all Americans, and we thank you for being out here today. Hey, have a great Saturday. Thank you. Start yours, that we can even help start your own group. But we need to get you on board. Don't leave here saying that you're not going to get involved. You made it out here today. You're involved. We got you. Stay involved. We need you to keep working. All right? Thank you, guys. Thanks for everything. Oh, and by the way, thank you to the media for coming out today and covering this story. They, Linda just reminded me, look, you know, we could say what you want, but they were here today. They covered it. They were asked fair questions. I think they see that we're all about America. We emphasize that point. We're here for all Americans, and we thank you for being out here today. Hey, have a great Saturday. Thank you.